Greetings, fellow conquerors, and welcome back to Byzantium here in EU4, where we are fully occupying the Ottomans almost. And we're pretty excited to do so. We've got some Bulgarian cores we can take back, and we're going to be taking a lot of the Turkish land as well. This may get us a coalition, but I mean, look at this. We can even look at how many troops we'd be up against. So, we'd have like 27 troops to deal with from the looks of things, which would be almost a little bit more than what we could handle, except that we've got, you know, crazy good allies that would probably help us. We're at 69% war score against the Ottomans. You know, har har. Laugh while you can. And it looks like the Serbians and Bulgarians are going to go finish up the sieges in Crimea. And, you know, we're going to go blockade the port here in Crimea, which is apparently Kirim in, you know, Turkish tongue. Let's see, we gain another 50 Diplo power from a Byzantine event. Sure. There's one thing we're hurting for right now, it's definitely Diplo points. We're going to go ahead and pick up Tech 9 Diplo while we can, which does give us the Karak and the Caravel. We could pick up Admin Tech 9, however, we could also pick up available mercenaries, but we also need to core a bunch of provinces after we finish this war, so we're going to hold out just a little bit for that. The aggressive expansion is going to be kind of crazy in this war, I think. But let's go, you know, one-up the Ottomans here. And, yeah, they've only got 2 cav, 1 artillery, 8 infantry. They've got a 3-4 general. We've got a 5 fire general. So this could be disastrous. However, I believe that they're going to take the Highlands penalty since we're relieving the siege. So let's go take a look. Let's get a little more acquainted with this mechanic. Yeah, it looks like the Ottomans are taking a total of a -2. So in the fire phase, we're actually doing quite a number on them. In the shock phase, they are going to turn it around just a little bit. But with our massive fire advantage, we're actually doing quite a number on them during that phase, which is important because the fire phase is always first. So, you know, going to be a pretty painful loss for them. We are actually going to be able to fully stack wipe them from the looks of things. Losses notwithstanding. Live on the 10th of July. And we take a -3, but it doesn't matter because we stack wipe them. So that's going to be the end of this war pretty much. We'll go ahead and finish this siege. I think this will bring us up to 100% war score. But wow, that's taking forever to siege. Holy cow. Ottoman defensiveness and local defensiveness. Wow, it's just a really defensive province, I guess. They do still have some province somewhere that's not... Oh, Tunis. Right. I forgot that they were a thing. Except they can't actually get out of their provinces because, you know, they can't get their boats anywhere. We do have 16,000 Ottoman separatists, which kind of sucks, but... Let's see. We have some owned provinces here. Hungary is going to be, like, PO'd if we do not take, you know, give him at least 1 province back. So let's find the smallest province we can find. Which looks like it's going to be this province, and we'll give them 1 province back just to appease them, since they are a useful ally for us to have. That way, they're not going to be too PO'd at us. And we're going to see about just taking a bunch of land here. See, we definitely want to neighbor Shandar, and we don't have a claim on Kutaya, which would make it like less advantageous for us to have. We are getting a lot of aggressive expansion from this. It looks like the Mamluks would actually join a coalition if we were to take this much land at this point. Only 200 admin to actually core, which is kind of crazy to think about. I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do because the Mamluks are actually friendly towards us. They wouldn't accept an alliance right now, but you know, once this war is over, like how much this would lower the Mamluks' opinion of us by 65, so what we may do is cheese this war just a little bit and see how long we can get the Mamluks to wait, or for the Ottomans to wait, basically. We're going to fight these Ottoman rebels. Looks like Serbia has joined us in killing them, so thank you, Serbia, once again, proving to be a most faithful ally. Of all the people I did not expect, you know, I did not expect the Serbians to be as great use as of great use to us as he certainly has been. And yeah, the looks like the Mamluks are gonna lose like 65 relations with us because of aggressive expansion. However, this may not be an issue, so we're gonna wait one more month because they should still be friendly towards us after we, do this. And yeah, this looks like it would be a potentially nasty coalition, but considering our allies, I'm not really worried about it at all. So let's go ahead and just take all this land. Ottomans accepted our generous peace offer. Generous indeed. We can't protect our brethren in Vidin since Bulgaria now owns the province. Let's go ahead and core these provinces. Super cheap to core, by the way, because of administrative ideas. We're going to go ahead and pick up the scythe. Get production efficiency. Very nice. Raise our income just a little bit. And we do have multiple different rebels to worry about. And the biggest of which is a 17k of Ottoman troops, which would suck, but not that terribly bad, I don't think overall. We'll also be looking into picking up military tech 9 once we get the chance here. And as you can see, Byzantium, our name getting bigger on the map. I think it's safe to say we are restored and that this campaign is going extremely well, considering that we also own Bulgaria. We have eclipsed Tunis, which is going to give us some more power projection for sure. And then I think we're actually going to rival Poland, since we would have a mutual alliance with that would strengthen our alliance with Hungary. And also, it's kind of payback for those earlier runs where Poland didn't really help out that much. Yeah, you remember that? I do. We do still have the same dynasty as Lithuania, which is interesting. But I mean, Alexios Jagellon has lived a long and fulfilling life for the most part. Our 5 fire general died, so now we're going to stick with the 113. He's not ideal, but, hey, what can you do? Let's see, we can pick up another mission. Let's take incorporate Bulgaria into our country, since we are already integrating them. We expect to be done in, let's see, 1519, so another 13 years of annexation. We show people our resilience. We gain stability. Yeah, I think this is a defensive ideas event, which is pretty cool. See, their liberty desire is not too crazy, actually. And since these were cores, they got to annex them automatically. Now, Bulgaria is only fabricating claims on our rival. He doesn't seem to be interested in taking Walachia's land, which is fine, because we're probably gonna take Wallachia as our next vassal here, and we'll also be thinking about taking over Serbia soon, but also defeating the Turkish Beyliks would be interesting as well. Interestingly, I think they've embraced the Renaissance, but they're already at military tech 9. However, they don't have any military ideas, so that's only so useful. I mean, obviously, if you have enough of a tech advantage, but I mean, even if, sometimes, the difference between military tech 15 and 20 is not as crazy as you would think, depending on what ideas you have. But, early on, it does matter a bit more, I think. Alright, we've stopped improving relations with the Mamluks, which is good, because we don't want a coalition. They would actually ally us, which would be absolutely hilarious. Because we could use them to attack Kandar. And then they would end up fighting against their own ally, which is Karaman. Which, the idea of that absolutely, cracks me up. We get another 50 Diplo points from events. Hooray for being Rome. It's times like these you sit down and you think to yourself, what does it mean to be a Roman? Is this who Romans are now? Is this what we are? We're not even in Rome. Pomerania tells us of the end of religious civil disorder. Let's see. Georgia is planning to attack Imereti. Sure. We improved relations with Muscovy a while ago, but Not really sure why he's still not interested in an alliance. I'm guessing it would mostly just be distance between borders, but since he's Orthodox, we could see him potentially becoming a great ally for us. Our philosopher has died, so we're going to hire a yearly inflation guy. See, Jandar has claimed Bolu. Sure. If you think you're, hard enough. See, we're going to pick up pike infantry. Get some extra defensive pips on our troops if we, compare them. So basically, for those of you who don't know, how unit pips work is essentially pips add to dice rolls, if that makes sense. So, essentially, if you have like 2 offensive pips, it adds +2 to your effective, damage dice roll. Sorry. So, like, if you have an offensive one, it raises the dice roll by that amount of offensive pips. But then your defensive pips, relative to the units that you're fighting, lower the dice roll. So if pike infantry fight pike infantry, they are effectively at a -1 to their shock roll. And then fire doesn't really matter because nobody has fire yet. We will, though, eventually. We've lost conquest against Venice. Well. What a shame. We could lose 50 ducats to gain 10 prestige and 20 legitimacy, which brings us up to 34 legitimacy. Wow, that is more than I ever thought we'd have. And more to the point, our prestige is up to 55. Check that out. And that puts us at a very solid 4.2 land morale, which is amazing for this point in the game. I think the highest I've gotten without being like France or something was like 4.5, and that was at like 100 prestige and like crazy amounts of power projection. But yeah, no, we're doing really well here. I think it went without saying, but yeah, I'm pretty excited with how this is going. Now, what do we want to do while we're waiting for these truce timers to wear off? It's a good question. We've poured these provinces, and I think the first thing we want to do is actually go in and kind of like manage this. And I think we want to turn Huda Vandegar into a state. Well, we'll see if it changes our income at all. It says that, it pays for itself, but we're actually making 0.2 more ducats per month, which is exactly what I wanted to see. I don't want to declare any wars yet, because we do have these separatists about to fire, so considering that, the Ottomans were using 6 cav, and it was actually doing quite a bit of damage. So I'm thinking we're actually going to hire another 2 cavalry units, considering that we have the maintenance reduction from defensive ideas, and that's something I think that would afford us overall. Just having those extra units, and we could actually look into getting more artillery, but I don't know exactly how I feel about that. We could get 5 more ships, and honestly, I think now is the time to build some trade ships and start trading in Constantinople. Now that we don't really need to worry as much about blockading the strait. Speaking of which, where did the fleet go? Oh, they're still up here. They were just like, it was just cluttered. You couldn't see. That's fine. Alrighty, let's take these ships and let's go trading in Constantinople. I don't imagine these two will make very much money, but, it's worth looking. Yeah, 0.04 ducats a month. Not really anything. The Reformation branches out. So we've actually got quite a Protestant Europe going on. Honestly, not really interested in joining the League War, simply because I don't think as Romans we have a vested interest in what goes on in the, the heretic Christian religions. We're more of a secular state anyway, let's be honest. Alright, looks like we've got Ottoman separatists and Saruhani separatists about to go up. Bulgaria could gain Liberty Desire and Opinion Loss, but we're already annexing them, so I don't see how this could possibly be a problem. Oh, hey, we get a Pretender that rises up. We get a 444 with... He's 39 with no heir, and we get a personal union on Monarch Death. Honestly, I think that this is the time to let a Pretender win. So, we're going to move the troops away, and let's see what kind of Pretender we have. Actually, we need to let them fire first, so... Wow, we're going to get a lot of Pretenders. That's okay. We kind of want this to happen because we have another leader with a weak claim. He's 39 and has no heir. And that's really bad. Also, he's got this horrible, like, tax modifier reduction. So, more to the point, he's going to be of a Greek dynasty name. So, you know, a Jagellan has served us well, but I think that his time has come to an end. Now, there's going to be enough Pretender Rebels that I don't think any of our allies are going to come in to, like, try to save the day, if you will. Especially if we deny them military access. So, let's go ahead and do that. Let's say, no, you're not allowed to come in here. Go away. Stay out of my land. Let's see. Nobody else has it, so let's go ahead and pop these rebels. And yeah, what we're gonna do is just let them win their sieges, and you know, let them take over. And if we look here, are these separate? I don't think they are. So yeah, so we've got 35k of the same Pretender Rebels. We have a feudal monarchy. No heir dies. Who becomes the leader? Oh, they're selling Philip II. But what are Philip II's stats? Doesn't say. It usually tells you like what his stats are. But maybe they changed that. It looks like the Ottoman separatists are fighting. It looks like the Pretenders have managed to kill off the Ottoman separatists for us. How very kind of them, actually. But we're gonna let these Pretenders win. Let's see. We need to get to Saruhan. Because we want to stop the you know, the rebels, the Saruhan rebels. See, I thought I broke the maintenance of this fort, but apparently I didn't. So I guess we're just gonna have to let them siege that down manually. That's fine. We want these Pretender rebels to win, is the thing. So that being said, this episode has gone on for a decent time, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you are as excited for the new Diogenes, or I'm sure somebody will tell me how to pronounce that in the comments. In the you know, in the next episode, we'll probably see him installed. So, thank you for joining me, my fellow conquerors and Romans, and I'll see you guys on the next one.